So today we're going to learn how to poison ourselves. As you can see here, there's a lot of chemicals. And I'm a little crazy when it comes to my orchids and chemicals. I've tried basically everyone. And I'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm going to go through each poison, they're not all poison, and tell you what works and what doesn't. All right, what we're going to start with first isn't a chemical or a poison. It's actually this thing called spreader sticker. Now, I think this is really important, and it's something a lot of people don't utilize. Basically, this makes whatever chemical you're using stick to the plant longer, right? So it's literally what it's called. Basically, you could also use like Dawn dish detergent. It's the same concept, but generally speaking, I'll stick a little bit of this into whatever I'm spraying because I know it's going to be a little more effective. So it's gonna stick on there and have more of an effect, right? It's kind of logical. One thing I found is if you can find a fungicide or some sort of insect killer at a Home Depot, generally they're safer, right? It's like consumer brand. My favorite by far, and I would say for some of you out there that don't have big collections, this is it. This is the magic sauce. I should have waited till the end of this video. It should have been the grand finale, but it's the first one I'm showing you. Don't tune out because there's lots of other stuff too. But why is it so awesome? It's not that strong. It kills bugs, including thrips, who are like the worst of the worst. It kills any sort of fungus. It's just a great product. If I don't really know what to do, or I see a plant that has something weird going on with this, I give it a couple sprays, and we're good to go. So it's Bioadvanced, 3-in-1. You can find this anywhere. If you get nothing else, I would get this. I have a lot of people in my orchid world that whenever they have some sort of bud coming up on their orchid before it flowers, they will spray it with this because then they know it kills thrips, it kills any sort of fungus that's hanging out there. So now be careful with this. If you spray it directly on actual blooms, flowers, it can be a little iffy, but beyond that, pretty mild. Okay, here's another go-to. This one this is a go-to. So it's called Spinosad, Spinosad, Spinosad. This is Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew. So Spinosad is relatively non-toxic. Again, look, it's in like a consumer bottle, like you'd find it at Home Depot, which again, oftentimes it's going to show you it. Not all the time. People are going to totally disagree with me, but this is relatively not as hardcore as some other bug killers. Now, this is great against thrips. Thrips, the bane of the existence of every orchid grower ever. I just had an infestation recently. My flowers were all like, oh, it's horrible. These blooms would open up and they're all deformed. Everything was eaten. You can't even see these stupid things. I for 3 weeks in a row. 1 week I hit it. 1 week I hit it. One gone, gone. This stuff is awesome. And thrips need to be knocked down every once in a while. You don't want to use the same, and this goes for all these chemicals. You don't want to use the same one over and over and over and over because they do build up a resistance, which in and of itself, I went down another rabbit hole where I'm trying to buy backup chemicals for the main chemicals that I use, and before I knew it, I have like 20 chemicals, whatever. But really, thrips. This is it. This is my go-to. After a few years, this is my go-to. Thrips, spinosad. Okay, while we're on the subject of killing bugs, here's another one. It looks the same. All right, the same dude. He's wearing a hat, and he has a mustache, sunglasses. It looks like he's hanging out at the beach. I don't know. Maybe those are vegetables. Anyway, so this is acephate. Acephate. Possibly. Acephate. This is This is the hard stuff. This is serious. This is the stuff that they use in ant killer. These little granules. That is acephate. Acephate is the most powerful and the most effective way to kill thrips. Now, I haven't talked about this yet, but some of these chemicals, they just hang out at the surface and kill things, and some of them are systemic, meaning they actually go in, they seep into the tissue itself. Okay, so this acephate, so it kills thrips and other bugs, but mainly thrips. Again, those are killers for me. So you spray it on. I spray it on the whole collection. So a little thrip is on the little leaf or whatever, and it takes a little bite of the tissue, and it suddenly goes, uh-oh, this little bite is acephate in it, and it dies. And the family is devastated. The thrip family, they have a funeral. It's terrible. But that's how it works. And why that's so effective is it hangs out in the tissue for a long time. So thrips down the road, they keep dying, they keep dying. So this really knocks down thrips. This is, again, if you went to a commercial nursery, this would be a number one what they use to kill thrips. Acephate. And I don't want to make it sound like if you use this, you're going to die, right? You're not. I mean, it does. This comes in Home Depot too. It's just be a little more careful. You don't need a full like hazmat suit. I've seen people that actually have hazmat suits. A little weird. So what I do is I wear goggles. I put on like a face mask thing, like a COVID mask thing. And then I run to the shower once I'm finished and I shower and scrub myself off. Maybe I'll develop some horrible disease in a couple years, but that's how I do it. Beyond that, I'm just like, there's only so much I'm going to do. All right. Here is a giant thing of Physan. Now, this is something I use. This is a go-to. Physan, I say to people, is basically Lysol. I mean, really, it's really mild. You can, you know, if you put it on your hands, I mean, you're fine. This is not dangerous at all. I use it to like spray my benches and below my plants. It really is good at killing algae and fungus and bacteria, and it says it kills viruses. I'm not sure if that's true, but whatever. So the other thing I do is if it rains, like in the summer, really hard, day after day after day after day, when that's done, I'll go out and hit the collection with the Physan because it's relatively mild and it will get, I mean, it just goes in the surface. And I would use that spreader sticker to help, but it would definitely be a way to knock down any, you know, mostly fungus that is starting to kick up. All right, up next, another huge jug, hydrogen peroxide. Now, hydrogen peroxide is good at spraying things that are rotting. It'll help with that. To be totally honest, I never use it because this is my belief system. This is my philosophy. I want to use the most over-the-top, powerful, too powerful chemical for any situation. So when it comes to something that's natural and probably everyone uses it and it works fine, I say no. I say no. I want to get overly fancy and use chemicals that no one's ever heard of, and they probably only are used actually for agricultural purposes. I forgot to point something out. You that are watching this, if you've been in the orchid world for a while, you probably know that what I'm talking about right now is one of the most controversial subjects in all the orchid world. So I have my own thing going on, and quite frankly, I might change how I do things down the road, but over the past 5 years, I have certain things in my rotation, and there's certain things I just don't use. I bought them and I never use them. So just a heads up, we're going hardcore again. This is something you buy on the internet or Amazon. You're not going to find this at Home Depot. This is Dithane, Dithane. This is for funguses. It is a broad spectrum fungicide. This is good stuff. I mean, it gets rid of fungus fungi. There's all kinds of different ones, even the ones that don't look like fungus. It basically gets them all. This is the go-to of serious growers, of serious, professionals. Dithane. Dithane and acephate are both, right? So this kills the fungus, and the acephate kills the thrips. Okay, this is Daconil. Apparently, I spilled some of it. This is pretty mild. I don't think too many people have died from it yet. I might be the first. Uh, my understanding is this is something you use preemptively. This is not something you would use when there's already some sort of fungus infestation. So I don't know. I I spray it every once in a while. Hopefully it does something. This is actually what I do with a lot of the stuff. I don't know. I'm not a chemist, but that's what it is. It's very. I mean, it's been around for decades. Commercial growers use it all the time. You can buy it at Home Depot. You might want to look into it. Daconil. Okay, here we go. This is called Avid, A-V-I-D, Avid. This is a miticide. If you have mites, which are terrible to deal with if you start to get them. They love catasetum, anything with like a small leaf. They don't really go after cattleyas. So that Bioadvance 3-in-1, the absolute first thing I showed you, does kill mites. But for whatever reason, it's not enough. This is like the hardcore Avid. Avid. And again, they grow a resistance. So if you're spraying and spraying with that 3-in-1, at a certain point, it's not going to work anymore. And then you go to Avid. Now, we're getting pretty advanced here. If you need a second-degree mite killer, you're next level. Okay, I'm about to get fancy on you because I learned the hard way, the very hard way. So besides thrips and some sort of fungi, the big problem that you're battling constantly if you have a fairly large collection is something called black rot. Dun, 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 which is you see the leaf and there's a really, like literally big black spot on it, and it grows very, very quickly, and then it takes over the whole plant and it dies, and then it's kicking off, I don't know if it's spores or what it's doing, then it's kicking off these spores, and all the stuff around it starts to get black rot. It is a real serious problem. Say hello to Banrot. Sorry. It's Banrot. 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 Again, not something you're going to find in Home Depot, but you got to have it. If you really have black rot, I'm trying to think of something at Home Depot that's going to knock it out. You're going to have a hard time. Black rot is hard to kill. So Banrot is very specifically designed for things that are in pots. I learned this the hard way. There's another chemical. I'll show you in a second. This is if you have a potted orchid and it has black rot, will handle it. This will help. It's systemic, right? So it needs to go into the roots. From the roots, it goes up into the rest of the plant, and it's in the tissue, and it kills the black rot. So very effective. Very, very effective in plants that are potted. Now, when I had my last big black rot outbreak, remember, I'm hanging everything, mounting, hanging. I have very few things in pots, especially Cattleya. Cattleya seem to get hit with black rot more than anything else, by far. So they're all hanging, mounted, and I'm spraying with Banrot over and over and over. It's not working. The black rot is living. And then some kind soul on the internet, on Facebook, told me, Dave, Banrot does not work especially well on hanging orchids where the roots are exposed like that. So what's the answer? What is it? You're going to find out. Okay, here it is. You can't read it because it's all powdery. This is called Aliette. 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 I don't know what to tell you, except it killed the black rot like that on the hanging plants. Banrot did not work. And so, like a nursery that have all these potted plants, they'll go around and spray preemptively all of these plants that are in pots. Understandably, they don't want like a black rot outbreak, but it doesn't work for me because I don't have any potted orchids. So it doesn't work. So Aliette comes along, saves the day. So if you're in that situation, and Aliette is relatively mild, it's systemic. What else can I say about it? Nothing. I love it. It's one of my best friends, which is sad. I need human friends. Okay, this is a good example of what happens here. So right now we have this thing called N star AQ. N star AQ. Now what is this for? I have no idea. None. I go down these rabbit holes. I read somewhere that I should buy something. I pay $70. I mean, this could probably treat, 10,000 gallons of water. I haven't the faintest idea what it does. So don't do that, right? Don't make this too complicated. I already showed you what you need. There's nothing else. I mean, okay. You can get mild. You can use dish soap. You can use natural stuff. Natural stuff. Neem oil. I'm not using natural. I'm bringing in the sledgehammer. I don't do natural. That's probably a bad idea. Probably not the best way to handle things. It's just my personality. Okay. The lanai extension is going to be officially done next Wednesday or Thursday. As you can see, the screen and the roof and everything are already up. The wall there's going to be like a freestanding pergola looking thing. So this is happening. I mean, seriously, can you imagine having this much? I mean, how many orchids can I fit here? I mean, we're talking, I don't even know how much space this is. I mean, my goodness. My dream is becoming a reality. Obviously, I will keep you up to date and kind of show you as it transitions uh, to Dave's new Orchid Oasis, version 2. Yeah.